Jennifer, I texted a lieutenant on May 3rd, 2020 about the incident. He told me that it was an assault and that a news release was forthcoming. Again, here's a look at that tasing incident released to us by Strom Law Firm. The news release didn't mention anything about Johnson being tased. That's that May 3rd, 2020 news release. It did state that Johnson was arrested and brought into the Marlboro County Detention Center for allegedly beating a man, a relative, I'm told, with a baseball bat. It says he was putting the safety of those at the jail at risk and tried to run from his cell. The release said Sheriff Lemon responded to the jail to help and was assaulted by Johnson. It says Johnson was, quote, detained by Sheriff Lemon and the deputy without injury to Johnson. He was charged with attempted murder and assault on a police officer while resisting arrest. Johnson's attorneys say they want to thank SLED for bringing this abuse case to light. Now, earlier this week, through Freedom of Information, I requested a copy of the jail's surveillance video of that incident on May 3rd, 2020. I got a response about an hour ago from the Marlboro County Sheriff's Office, and during that response said, quote, during the time the Marlboro County Detention Center's camera system went back 15 days before deleted. They say that camera system has since then been replaced. Now, the attorneys for Johnson have told me that they have granted me an interview with them tomorrow. So we'll have that hopefully tomorrow evening.
The charges were first announced against Sheriff Lemon and Deputy Andrew Cook by the Attorney General. That was on Tuesday. Now, the same day, the governor announced that he was suspending Lemon and appointed Larry McNeil, the former Bennettsville police chief. Yesterday, we got the chance to speak with Sheriff McNeil. That's what he told us about the work he plans to do to boost morale and to restore trust in the sheriff's office there. Yesterday, we also learned more about the former Deputy Cook. It shows that he resigned in July of this year, but did not give a reason why. According to the Attorney General's office, Sheriff Lemon and Deputy Cook are expected to be arraigned on Tuesday. You can learn more about this whole case and this story on our website. Just go to WPDE.com.
Yeah, one of the districts I'm talking to are Horry County schools. They'll be on winter break after tomorrow. Now, South Carolina's public health director says your actions during this winter break could determine a child's threat of developing MIS-C. Across the entire country, the CDC reports MIS-C cases rise shortly after COVID spikes. Right now, both Carolinas are among the highest 14 states. Kids develop the disease after catching COVID, and it could cause their heart, brain, or other organs to swell. South Carolina's public health director, Dr. Brandon Traxler, says it's one of the bigger threats because kids can often get through COVID with only mild symptoms.
And then there still is potential for long COVID in children like there is in adults. And so getting past that acute phase in that first 10 days is not the only hurdle. If a child were to get infected with COVID-19.
The most recent month, South Carolina's health agency has a finalized number of MIS-C cases is September, and right now that's the record high. Dr. Traxler says while it's too late for the vaccine to be in full effect by the time students head back, parents can use this time off to get the shot.
Especially if you know they're going to be spending a lot of time in close contact together over the holiday break, and then of course going back to school in the winter months. I really encourage parents to protect their child and get them vaccinated.
Horry County School spokesperson says as they settle back in January, they'll monitor positive cases and follow the state health agency's standards. At Florence One's most recent school board meeting, Superintendent Richard O'Malley says leaders anticipate cases may spike in January and they're planning necessary precautions. Now, Dr. Traxler says South Carolina's health agency is still working very closely with the Department of Education in the state to monitor risk. As she says, over a break, if kids are gathering around others, wearing a mask and practicing social distancing, make sure that students can remain in-person learning safely.
Yeah, Jen, well, today is the day many in Horry County who have to get flood insurance will see higher rates than if they had a flood insurance policy before the new maps went into effect.
The wait is over.
We've been waiting for these maps since 2016. That's when originally they came out to the county.
And that's when the original outcry began. FEMA's proposed maps added in roughly 18,000 properties. Some neighbors claim never saw an inch of flooding before.
They were appealed, they were redone, and finally they are effective as of today.
Lauren Harrelson with the County Code Office handles flood-related issues. From a wider view, the maps may not appear to be that different, but she says a key change did come.
So it lowered that base flood elevation by 2 foot, and that does help with, flood insurance ratings.
It doesn't mean homes once out of the special hazard flood area will stay that way. The county estimates roughly 12,300 new addresses will need flood insurance. A portion of Becky Warren's property in Socastee was added.
It has never flooded in this neighborhood whatsoever.
She was at the front of the outcry back in 2016. We caught up today over the phone on what she advises neighbors in a similar situation to do next.
First things I would do would be to call a qualified surveyor and get the surveys done that you need for a letter of map amendment.
That's a request to amend the FEMA map for individual homeowners so they can prove their home is above the base flood level and should stay out of the zone that carries a higher insurance premium.
Yes, and that map amendment may be the only way homeowners that moved into the high-risk flood zone can avoid higher insurance costs. The county made an effort to alert neighbors moving into that zone, but if they have not signed up for insurance, they'll now be quoted based on the new zone at the map.
You understand that? Last thing I remember. You got your tape? Is it hot? Yes, sir. It's hot? Yeah. Let's go. Hold stop right there. Take cuff. See, and tase the hell out of it. Take the cuff off of it. Here you go. Step right here. Take the handcuffs off of it. One of y'all take the cuffs off of it. When he turn around, stick that taser to his head. Ain't nobody playing with you. It's Sunday morning, man. I got to go to church. You up there acting fool. I know your whole family. I know you're not there with you before. Ain't nobody gonna make it. If he turn around, pop it to him. Give him what he asked for. Check the door. There you go. There you go. Agent Orange. Get up. There you go. Tell him again. Tell him again. Tell him in there. I'm about to light you up. Get in there. I'm about to light you up. Get in there. Get up, Jarrel. Quit playing. Look at me. I'm about to light you up. I'm about to light you up. Stand up. Turn around. I'm about to light you up with the drums. Pop to him. Pop to him. Pop to him. Get out of the ground! Get down! I can give it to you again. Get in there! Get up! Jarrel, get up now so I tase you again. Where your hand goes, sir? How you doing? Get in there! Pop to him again. Is this the hot with him? No, okay. Give me your tape. Now get up and get in there now. There you go. Get up and get in there! If I had one last pop to him. Pop to him. There you go. Jarrel! It can take a while to get in there. Get up and get in the cell. Agent Orange. Get up and get in the cell, Jarrel. Get in there. Pop to him. 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 There you go. Get in there. Get pop to him. Pop to him. There you go. Yeah.